Well, it's official. They actually made a movie to Ant-Man.
Good for you, little man.
To be fair, in my opinion, I thought that the concept of the Ant-Man was just honestly way too absurd and ridiculous to even call a superhero. So my initial thoughts, even before I even heard that they were even making an Ant-Man movie, was that this is too ridiculous, this is too stupid, why even do this, don't do this, this is a pointless superhero. However, I was rather interested when I heard of a particular director who was originally going to take on this movie, and that man was Edgar Wright. And with gems under his belt such as the wildly popular Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, I thought to myself that maybe this movie's in good hands. But unfortunately, Edgar Wright and Marvel parted ways because they didn't really see a clear vision since the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe was set up and everything. But that's beside the point. Who do they get to replace Edgar Wright? Peyton Reed. And with movies under his belt such as these, I was very skeptical. I guess if I should start with anything about this movie, I should just say this. Peyton Reed actually did a pretty great job with this movie. Out of all the movies he's made, this is the one that really has the most heart, the most character, the most excitement, the most thrills. He just really ups the ante and gives it everything he has into this movie. Let's talk about Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Now, kind of like I was saying for Peyton Reed as director, I was very skeptical. Kind of the same thing with Paul Rudd as being a superhero. I didn't know if I was going to buy it or not. And I will say that Paul Rudd is Ant-Man. He was flat out awesome. He was funny, he was likable, but most importantly, he brought a lot of heart and soul into this character. Not only was he great as the title character, but he could also do some serious fighting. He actually built himself up really hardcore, and my god, he was rather impressive to watch on screen, regardless of whether some scenes were CGI or not. Alongside Paul Rudd is Michael Douglas, who was fantastic as Hank Pym. His role really set hefty weight to the entire movie, and his interaction between Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly are just what makes this movie really great to watch. And of course, Evangeline Lilly is great as this sort of badass heroine, and Michael Pena is absolutely hilarious, but I want to get down to what makes this movie really special. This new cinematic scope that we envision on screen is honestly just absolutely breathtaking to watch. It has that vibe of a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids feel, but on an action-packed level. Rather than being bloated and over the top like a Transformers movie or even like the action-packed scale of the Avengers movies, this movie really keeps itself concentrated in such a smaller level in which the action's more intriguing and engaging to watch. And there are certain moments in the action sequences that will honestly just leave you dying laughing. They're absolutely funny, but at the same time they're also wildly creative. However, as far as complaints about the movie, I will probably just only give a couple and start out by saying that the villain of the movie, well, I thought he was actually a honestly very decent villain for the most part. He didn't really provide anything new whatsoever and didn't create a memorable villain like the likes of Loki or even Ultron for that matter. He was just rather bland. Also, Bobby Cannavale, I believe that's how you say his name, who plays the stepfather, and I like him in other roles, such as like The Other Guy, Snakes on a Plane, etc. Anything he's in, he's really good, but like in this movie, I just felt his character was completely underused and just wasted. I just didn't see the purpose of him being in this movie. And there's one scene in particular, I won't spoil, where I just literally looked at him the entire time, and I'm just like, you are an idiot. Just stop. Other than that, Ant-Man was honestly a lot of fun. It was a rather ingenious Marvel idea from a very different perspective that I thought actually made this one of the more enjoyable Marvel movies in the cinematic universe, and I can't wait to see Ant-Man come over in Civil War. I am really glad I enjoyed the heck out of this movie, and I'm going to give Ant-Man an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell all your friends, and I'll see you next time.